Hello everyone, welcome to the Modern Merchant YouTube channel. Today I want to share with you a haul of items that I got recently while out thrifting. And I actually didn't buy these at a thrift store, but I did get them at a thrift store because I got to know several employees at one of the thrift stores that I'm at pretty regularly. And this lady told me about a bunch of stuff that she had in her home that she didn't want anymore. Her kids didn't want anymore, and it wound up being a bunch of toys that her son and his siblings played with when they were younger. And none of them wanted these anymore, and so she knew that I bought a lot of this kind of stuff at the thrift store as it came in. So she brought them one day to me, asked me if I wanted them. I offered her money for them. She didn't want any money. She just wanted them out of her house and gone. She was very thrilled that I took them, and so I wanted to share these with you today. Now, a lot of these toys are really beat up and dirty and dusty, and so this is kind of going to be a before and after video. So here's a picture of some of the stuff that I got. You can see I have a whole bunch of G.I. Joe stuff there. There's little parts and pieces in this box and in this bag as well. If I take the lid off of this guy here at the top, you can see I got all kinds of G.I. Joes, but they're all mostly busted up, but I know I can sell them even broken like that. People will buy the pieces like that. Lots of vehicles over here, just some regular military looking stuff. You get some die-cast trucks, and there's a Jeep, and I think there's a fire truck right there. You see a couple plastic horses, and then I've got a whole bunch of Star Wars stuff. And some, I think, some generic space stuff as well. Oh, there's a G.I. Joe Jeep got mixed in with the Star Wars. But you can see I've got all kinds of old 70s and 80s Star Wars toys, and then some toys that were probably theirs when they were much younger. A couple things up there on the stool or the bench. Okay, so they're really dusty, really dirty, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to clean them up as best I can. I recognize that some of these are missing parts and pieces, so I really can't give an evaluation on all of this right now, but I will go through it and try to get an idea of how much this stuff is worth. Some of it might wind up just being junk, metal scrap, something like that, but hopefully a lot of this stuff will be resellable. So I have brought my tubs up here. I'm going to put all this stuff in my tubs and start cleaning this stuff up, and I'll see you on the after portion of the video. All right, we're back. We've cleaned up all the items that you just saw that I had laid out on my porch, and here they are. They are a lot cleaner. We knocked off a whole lot of dirt off of these. I cleaned them up as best I could. A lot of them we used a little bit of soapy water and a toothbrush. Some of these we were able to just dunk in some water. Others, like the metal items, we use a soft paintbrush to knock off a lot of the dirt. Of course, the rust is still there. Some people don't mind that when they're purchasing it. And then some of these other items we used like a magic eraser on. And you can see they look a lot, well, cleaner. They're not exactly in perfect condition. And again, these have been sitting in a lady's cabinets in her basement for, well, a very long time, years and years and years. So I'm really glad to see that they get to see the light of day again, and I'm excited to be able to sell them. Now, a lot of these items here, you can see they have some damage. I mean, like, look at Buck Rogers' spaceship. All the decals are gone. The Star Wars X-Wing, it's missing a gun. The Y-Wing has some trouble over there. The Walker, they all have been played with quite a bit. Some of the G.I. Joe pieces are missing some things like the sleds. All of the figures are broken apart. We got the A-Wing over here, or not the A-Wing, the Snow Speeder over here, and it's missing one of its blaster turrets. And so, there are some things that are wrong with some of these. But even in this condition, they can sell. There's a lot of people who will take parts from these to complete other ones that are in better condition. And so that's what I'm hoping will happen. The G.I. Joes, people like to restore those guys. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen with a lot of these. These items will get restored. Some of these plastic items that you see in here, some of those won't need to be restored, and they'll just be sold as is. And those tubs have like little bits and pieces in them and things like that. Some of those little bits and pieces actually go to some of the action figures over here or some of the G.I. Joe vehicles, and I'll match those up when I list them. But I wanted to show you, what this all looked like after I was able to work on it, get it cleaned up. and kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to make off all this. Now, all this stuff came to me free. All I had to do was haul it off, and really I didn't have to go very far. I just met the lady at a place that I see her on a weekly basis, and I just took it out of her car as she brought it to me and put it in the back of my car and brought it home. So it wasn't a whole lot of work to source these items. Like I said, she came to me. So after doing all the research, I'm not going to break this down bit by bit and piece by piece for you, but after doing the research on these items, I have determined that after fees and shipping that I should clear, and this is a conservative estimate, this is a very, very conservative estimate, about $800. Okay, I know for a fact, for those of you who are watching this going, there's no way there's $800 worth in there. This lot of G.I. Joes alone, and that's a deep vehicle with, it's a troop transport, that goes very deep. There is a lot of G.I. Joes in there. Yes, they are all broken, but I've seen many, many similar lots of G.I. Joes like that going for $150 to $200. So right there, that could be easily a fourth of what I'm estimating. These Star Wars vehicles, particularly the Millennium Falcon, Boba Fett ship over there, and this Rebel, it's not a troop transport, it's the civilian transport. Those actually go for quite a bit, even in bad condition. The G.I. Joe vehicles will bring in some pretty good money as well. The Tonka trucks, a lot of people like to restore those, and those will bring in some decent money as well. And then everything else is just going to be, you know, little bits and pieces. It might be $10 here, $15 there. It could be, you know, I make $5 on this one item, or so on and so forth. And so I know people will think, well, why are you going to do all this work to make $5 on an item? Well, if I'm doing it all together, picturing it all on the same day, and then listing it all on the same day, it really is not about the $5 item. It's about the total amount I can make for the hours that I work. And so right now I've got it calculated to about 3 hours of cleaning for all of this, which really wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be a lot more, but 3 hours is what it came out to be. I'll have about an hour's worth of research into all of these guys. It'll take me, I would say, about an hour to list all these, maybe a little bit more, but not much more than that. And then it's probably going to be about another hour to ship everything once everything sells, because I'll be shipping it, you know, a couple minutes here for these items, or, you know, take me a minute to throw something in a bag and put a label on it, that sort of thing. Some of it will have to be boxed up. So all that said, that's about 6 hours worth of work, maybe 7, but I'm just going to mark it as 6. And if you take the $800 conservative estimate with the 6 work hours that I'll put into it, this turns out to be about $133 an hour. Even if it goes up to $7 an hour, or not $7 an hour, if it goes up to 7 hours worth of work, I'll still do pretty well, because it'll be over $100 an hour. And I mean, you can't beat that, right? So even if some of these are $5 for an item, or I'll make $10 on it, it's all going to add up, and you know, all that money is going to go into my bank account. So I'm excited about selling these, hopefully getting them into the hands of people who would like to restore them, who make good use out of them, and keep them out of the dump, because that's where they're headed if I didn't take them. So I appreciate you watching the video. If you're interested in any of these items, they're going to be up on my eBay store very soon. The eBay store is We Surplus, WHEE, We Surplus. You can find it there. If you see some of these items that you can't live without, please feel free to search my store for them. If they're still available, buy them, or let's talk about it, all right? If you like what you hear in the video, I also do commercial voiceover work, and you can check out that information at govoiceover.com. And I'm hoping to bring you some more videos this year, so I appreciate you watching. If you like what you see and what you hear, then like and subscribe to the video. No pressure, you don't have to, but if you do, then great. I'm going to try to bring more videos about e-commerce, things I'm finding, and tips and tricks on how to navigate the world of e-commerce, because it's getting trickier out there how to do that. All right, so I appreciate you watching. Goodbye for now.